everyone, welcome to another episode of our podcast. We have such an inspiring person with us today, Anshita Agarwal Gupta. She's an early childhood expert. She's the founder of Sun India Preschool in Jaipur. She's also a mindfulness and gratitude coach for children, and she's the mother of two special young boys. And Anshita, you're breaking so many barriers by being a businesswoman, and at such a young age, you've been an inspiration to many. So, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for such a warm welcome. It's my privilege to be here. And thank you so much for calling.
Yeah. So let us begin by talking about, children in itself. They say that the psychology of a child develops by the age of 5, 6, mostly like 90% of the psychology develops by 5, 6. Is it really true? And how does that really happen?
So, see, according to researchers, doctors, psychologists all over the globe, this is a study which is a well proven study that, till the age of 5 and 6, the development is very, very fast. And because of that, we should provide them with the best and the right stimulation at the right time. Why it is told so? Because, once you will see that when we grow up, our growth becomes stagnant. Like right now, even if we will be having age difference between different people, we'll be having the same heights, same only if we'll be developing towards each other, then only our brain will also develop. Otherwise there are no other changes. But with the age of 6 years, we will see that every day, every week, every month, we'll see a different child. We will see that the child has started crawling, then started walking, then started jumping, climbing stairs. There is too much of things. Then there is speech development. The child is speaking one word, two words, and then slowly and gradually, complete speech has come up. Then the language is developing. So there is an overall development of a human, and that is very, very fast in the years from 0 to 6 years. So that is a very, very important age where you should be providing the right education, the right stimulation, because the more you will stimulate the child, that age is a sponge age, what we call it. So they are going to grasp everything like a sponge. Like if you will teach them one thing, they will take it. Why in outer countries it is said that you can teach multiple languages to the child during this time? Or in China, basically the main athletes, they start developing them at this age, because the bones are flexible, the body is flexible, the child can be mold accordingly, because that age is a sponge age. So we have to make sure that we as parents and educators are giving the right environment to our kids at this age, because it is very important to develop their overall being. Then after this, there are developments. I won't say that there are not developments, but then it takes a very slow and a gradual moment. You will not see a rapid change and a rapid development in a child.
All right. Also, Anshita, say, they say that, okay, children are learning many things, but what about like the emotional and, psychological developments, and what kind of changes their brain activity and their nature, also develops? Like, say, a child is more rebellious. Sometimes a child is very warm. Sometimes a child is very playful. Sometimes a child is very quiet. So, what about the human psychology that's really developing? Because we don't even know that the child is like, most often parents are not even aware. Seldom they asked questions like, are is my child really like developing their nature? After 7, 8 years, they start teaching the child about things like anger and happiness and
Yes.
hard work and other things. But so what is the duty of parents, especially when children start getting rebellious and developing symptoms like loneliness? And because at the age of 5, 6, none of the parents are usually aware of such developments in the child's mind.
Yes, yes, yes. So, see, that is why I chose being a gratitude coach and a mindfulness coach for kids and for these young kids. Now, what happens is we generally focus, as we would say, the way the society has been working from all these years. We just focus on कि बच्चे का IQ strong हो जाए, बच्चे का that IQ is strong. We are focusing on academics. We're focusing on all of those things that the kid's brain is developing, kid's brain is developing. But what about the emotions part? We need to focus on the emotions part. And that is why what I am advocating these days completely, that you have to make a child be emotionally strong too, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
emotionally intelligent also. Why? Because in future, emotions play a very, very incredible role in our lives.
In handling
And
failure and in handling the wins, yeah, everything.
everything.
Yeah,
See, failure is inevitable. You
yeah.
can't avoid it. Setbacks, you can't avoid it. Challenges, you can't avoid it. But the way you face them, the way you react to them, the way you act accordingly is what is the difference.
Hmm.
So every person in their lives have certain kind of challenges. But what it is important is how we are taking it further,
Hmm.
how we are acting towards it. And an emotionally strong child and an emotionally intelligent child knows how to handle his or her emotions.
Yeah,
So
so an
what?
emotionally strong child will become an emotionally stronger adult. The chances
Yes,
are way more then, So that's why it's important at the age of 5, 6 to develop those faculties and, make them
yes.
aware of how the adulthood would work. It will prepare them for the adulthood mainly, I feel.
Yes, completely. And even one more thing I would like to say. Generally, the parents talk to the kids like that. Don't be a crybaby. Why are you crying? Boys do not cry. Girls cry. These all are very, we should never ever use such kind of statements. To be sad is okay. To be happy is okay. These are emotions that has to, we have to educate our kids that it's perfectly okay if you're feeling happy. It's perfectly okay if you're not feeling okay. If you're not feeling happy or you're feeling sad, these all are the basic of your emotions, and it's completely fine to feel this.
And I think
But
it
again,
also leads to like a good parent-child relationship because children also like our generation used to feel a lot of gap with parents because parents were not that aware and friendly. But now
yes,
parents
yes,
have started becoming very friendly, aware, more accommodating of the child's changes and feelings. So even like parent-child relationship will be more secure, and then the child will feel more secure to in life generally to share his
yes.
feelings, decisions, life decisions, feel that support. Yeah.
Yes, totally. And with the like, you just asked me a question that how you can deal with a rebellious child. So
Hmm.
first of all, a child is never rebellious. We can never name any child anything. Let's stop naming. Let's stop judging our kids. They are kids. It is just a phase where he is being rebellious because he's not able to convey his emotions to his parents or to his known ones or to his loved ones. So what happens is, how we can deal with these things is, first of all, talk it out. Make the child feel very comfortable. Play with the child. Be a child. Stop being an adult in front of your child. Or if you are an adult, then start treating your child as an adult too.
Like an equal, like someone important.
Like,
Yeah.
yes, yes. So once you've started doing it, once you've started talking out with the child that, okay, and if the child is rebelling that, I want this, okay, you want this, but why do you want it? Start asking
Yeah.
questions, start
Yeah.
asking, simple things so that the child starts thinking why.
Logically,
And
logically understanding. Yeah.
logical understanding, and most importantly, then only his emotions will come into words.
Hmm.
The biggest challenge what our little ones feel is they do not know how to put their emotions in words, and that is with a lot of adults also. I have seen in my life also, like,
Boils
generally
down
adults.
to adulthood, I think. Like we carry it from our
Huh,
childhood when we keep suppressing our emotions, and then ultimately
yes,
it becomes problematic for our life as an adult.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we are feeling anger, we don't know why. We are not talking to somebody, why? Because we are not able to speak it in words.
Hmm.
So we have to make our kids also learn this, thing that, it's completely fine to feel certain emotions. It's perfectly fine to feel, have those feelings. But what is important, what is crucial, to put those feelings into words.
Hmm. All
So
right.
the child is being rebellious, the child is doing something because the child is not able to express himself.
Exactly.
Once the child has started expressing himself through words, with whoever the child is feeling safe, it can be a mother or a father or a sibling. You will see slowly and gradually that particular thing will start. He'll start taming down. So
Hmm.
he was never a rebellious child. There was only one habit that was becoming
I
like that.
think I'll conclude this in a way. If correct me if I'm wrong, but you put a flower or a plant in a dark room, and it keeps getting withered and it destroys and it dies, right? But if you keep a plant in sunlight, you water it and you give it love, then even a bad, a plant that was dying before will, turn alive and, bloom away and, blossom. So I think giving nourishment and, good energy, positivity, communication, reasonability will definitely help a child grow and, change
So
those bad traits into good traits, even if the child has developed bad traits. Yeah.
yeah, like so it's these are all phases, and this all shall pass. It is just like we have to be patient in the process, and we have to have that open communication with our children.
All right. Anshita, another thing, like mostly, women, obviously, like once you become a mother, I'm sure there are, hundreds of emotions, and then you want to protect your child, and that begins from the womb itself. And that's why mothers play the most important role in a child's development more than the fathers. But even fathers today are very aware, and rightly so. They should, participate a lot. And, even if we have been in a patriarchal society, but today it's all equal, and fathers also should play an active role to develop a better bond with their child. So, how much do you think that father's role has changed over the years, and why fathers should participate more in a child's upbringing?
Yeah. So this is a very nice question, and I'm sure all the mothers who would be listening to this would love this because most of the mothers have this complaint only that fathers do not spend much time with my kids, and it's not just my responsibility to upbring a child. So yes, totally, it's the responsibility of both the parents again, because as we have always seen that it's a car, family is a car, so both wheels are very important to balance life, right? So again, a mother's role is also important, and equally a father's role is also important. Few days back I even wrote a blog on mom versus dad, because that was one of the most, this is the most important topic, what all the young moms feel that and we generally talk about the importance of a mother or the importance of a father. So I want to share a very balanced perspective towards it, that both parents are equally important, and as mothers we are focusing more on their overall development, or we're taking care of their academics, we're taking care of curricular activities and everything. But spending time with the father is equally important, because father teaches competition. Father will lift the kid, father will play with the child and will make the child physically strong, so that he will make the child be ready for the situations, for the challenging situations. A mother is always very protective, a mother is a nurturer, so mother will never put her child into situations where he or she will land up in
Unsafe
problems.
and feel unsafe.
And yes, even if it is a normal game, right? But father is going to push your limits. Father is going to say, no, if you're playing football, you need to take 5 more rounds. You have to take 10 more rounds. With mothers, what happens if the child is going to come with a small face that, Mama, I am tired. You will feel, oh, my baby, drink some water, have this. Okay, let's stop it. Let's do it. We'll do it tomorrow. But a father is much stronger on that part. So both roles are equally important. So yes, for fathers, you should spend some time with your kids. Your kids really need it. Right now you must be busy in a lot of work and everything, but at least in every day, at least take out half an hour with your child. Talk with your child, because the child must be thinking that I want to share something, but मैं कैसे share करूँ? How should I share it?
And
Because
Anshita, like I've experienced this myself closely with, many people around me, that men our age, have a very distant relationship with their fathers, because that generation, mostly parents, especially fathers, used to be very far away, even living in the same house, but father's role used to be very distant, not even knowing that which class the child is going to, like what is really happening, talking about the child's feelings. And that gap leads to a lot of, mental disturbance, insecurity, feeling incompetence to take life decisions, because the gap
yes,
is there. You don't understand what the adult child because the child is still your
Mhm.
child even as an adult, is going through, and you don't understand that the parents are actually saying the right for you or not. Like that
Yes.
differentiation, that bonding somewhere, you face the lacking, the deficiency in your adulthood. So it's very important to, like, in the childhood, develop a great bond with the father and with the mother, both, obviously. Yeah.
It should be. It should be, this is the age when if you have created that bond and if you are taking it. See, again, every relationship needs nourishment every single day. We've always seen that the grass becomes greener where you are going to water it. It's never that, it is just going to be green automatically. So you have to water the relationship of you and your child every single day. So that is important. But if you are doing it, the child will have that bond with you.
Yes, definitely. Also, Anshita, like these days, like women have been working, and definitely like more power to women working and being independent. But we've also developed a lifestyle where, people are living away from their own parents. Like there are no grandparents living with the child. You're having like one child, two children at the most. And, earlier joint families used to be there. Those children used to have a very good environment, playful environment. But these days children, I feel, face a lot of loneliness, and like there are very few people they can talk to, be around during the day. So what can be the measures that mothers can actively take to balance this thing out and not let the child feel too lonely, and
So, first of all, of course, now there has been a complete generation transformation, I would say, in last 20 years. And earlier, we all used to be in joint families, but now we are not. And so in that case, and to avoid being lonely, first of all, what is important is starting your day with your child on a very, very healthy and a loving, note. Because generally, all of us in the morning we get up, we are in a rush to go to our offices, to go to our work, and we don't get time to spend with our children, right? So even if it is a 5-10 minutes, you just talk it out with your child. Okay, what are you going to do today? How are you going to spend your time today? Or why not I set up a something new for you today? Or will you do your homework, or you'll finish up your studies? So all these things, you should keep on talking with your child every day. Even it just takes 5 minutes. I'm not saying that you spend the complete day with your child. Of course, that is not possible. Even I'm a working mother, so that doesn't set up in your schedule that you are completely spending time with your child. But what is more important is, first of all, inculcating certain habits with the child, that the child is getting engaged by pursuing any one of the hobbies.
Hmm.
So, you are seeing what the child is good at. If the child is good in doodling, so you are getting those things for him, that at least whenever he's alone, he can start doing it. So he doesn't feel lonely. He's pursuing his own hobby. Or else, if any sports, or if any, again, if the child likes to play a guitar, or if a child likes, so all these things adds to the happiness of the child, except for academics, because the whole day even the child cannot study. The whole day the child cannot just mug up the books, right? So we should not expect that. And generally, I advise parents not to get closed ended toys, and more, giving them open ended toys, which helps to ignite that creativity and imagination. Now, what are open ended toys? Open ended toys are those toys through which you are not restricting your child to play in a particular way.
Okay.
So, like for example, you are gifting your child building blocks.
Hmm.
You are giving Legos to the child, or you are giving, balls, or certain different things. So these open-ended toys help the child that every single day he can make a different kind of a structure.
All right.
So at least his creativity, imagination is igniting, and at least he's occupied in that,
It's like a
rather
puzzle,
than.
working in a puzzle, or like applying his brain somewhere, not just.
Yes, not just the same games. Like, okay, so there are games which have set rules. You can just play in a particular way. The child will just play for 3-4 days, and then the child will say that, Mama, I'm bored with this. I'm not going to play with this. So always give your kids open-ended toys where every single day is something new for them. So if it is there, then you are just circulating the toys. What I generally do with with my children is, I do a lot of strewing with them. So again, for mothers, what is strewing? Strewing is like taking 10-15 blocks. Okay, you whenever the child is sleeping or whenever the child is away, what you can do is every day in one corner of your house, you can just clean that corner and you can just set it up. So how do you set it up? You are just putting up some utensils of the kitchen. You are putting some natural resources. You are putting natural resources, I mean to say, like leaves or pebbles or something like that. Then you can put some 2-3 cars. You can put some blocks. So basically, you are reusing your own toys in a very creative manner, and just set it up like in a creative manner and just leave it, and then you can go for your work. Your child will come back home and is going to play with that setup for hours and hours.
And feel that newness, like something
feel,
exciting. Yeah.
feel that innovativeness, feel that there's something new for me. And that can be a very special thing for the child also. You can say that, no, I am going to create this for you because I want that you feel pampered every single day. You just have to say that, and you will see a smile on the face that mama is doing something, mama is taking an effort to make me occupied.
That's a wonderful idea. That's a wonderful idea. Yeah.
So one day you can put blocks, one day you can put your cars, one day you can put some balls, you can combine it with kitchen utensils, you can combine with some natural resources like leaves, pebbles, sand, anything of that kind you can put it, or dry barks or something which the child doesn't get hurt with. And then you can combine 4-5 things. Even you can keep a book, even you can keep laces or something to tie and do it. You will see every day there would be something new for the child to play with, and automatically the child gets occupied.
All right. Anshita, another important thing that, people had too many gender stereotypes, like especially when we were growing up, everything was so particular. Blue is for boys, pink is for girls, and that's fine. But like a boy cannot use kitchen toys, and a boy cannot, put nail paint. So at this age, when a child is like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years old, the child will not even understand what these things are. So, should mothers be very particular about, say, a boy is saying that, "Mama, I want to put a nail paint." So, should the mother tell the boy that you're not a girl and a boy doesn't do that, or like you should just let your child be till a certain age? The child will himself or herself recognize these things for themselves. Like,
So this is a very nice question, and generally mothers have this thing in their mind that what we should do. Even I'm a mom to two boys, so I've gone through all of this myself also. So firstly, of course, we need to break the stereotypes that yeah, boys can wear pink if girls can wear pink, and no color is gender or thing like. Everybody, and we've seen nowadays kids are wearing boys are wearing pink t-shirts and girls are wearing blue frocks, so it's completely
pants
fine that
and everything. Yeah.
everything. So that the color is not a problem, and same is with kitchen equipment or kitchen toys as well. Like if the because in the end we are growing our future generation, so they should be okay in saying that okay, boys can cook and girls can work, and girls can cook and boys can work. It can be any which ways. I'm not saying that it should be just vice versa, but it can be anything. So we should be accepting on both the factors. But what is important is like for nail paints and everything. Okay, so this is something which is very, I would say that we still have to educate our kids that yes, certain things are for girls and certain things are for boys. Because, we should never confuse a child, I feel.
Hmm.
A child should know the difference that there are two genders, and what makes them different is because they have certain things different. So it's not that, of course, in future, if they have choice to do certain things, it would be fine. But right now, at this age, we can, at least start educating them, I
So,
feel.
like parents are providing the information, it's their duty to provide the information about life and, say, gender as an example, and then the child can make their own choices once they grow up and, be wise enough to like understand that. But the information has to be given. Like that's the
Information should be given, yes. Because I feel we can not let our kids be, when we are talking about education, when we are talking about development in our kids. So why don't we start educating them also about that? Yes, okay, there are two genders, there are two different genders, and yes, there are certain things which are boys only use, and there are certain things that girls only use. It's completely fine. Once they grow up, they have their choices, they can do. But right now, as parents, we have our thing is to show them the right way.
Not you used a really nice word, to not confuse the child, like that is
Yes.
important. Yeah. Anyway, Anshita, you're a businesswoman inspiring so many people at such a young age and in such a different field, because you're a early childhood expert, and in India we have very few, I'm sure. So how has your overall journey been, and can you share like some learnings that you've had in this field?
Thank you so much for giving me such a big compliment, first of all. And secondly, see, I started it with because, again, my child inspired me to be one. So, yes, when my child was 2 years old, I started seeing different preschools, and I was making him, I was completely occupied with my first one. And generally, it happens, mothers are generally very, very attached with the, because first time you become a mother, and you want to explore everything, you want to do all activities with your child, everything you have to do with your child. So during that phase when I was going through this, and then suddenly, I had that feeling that I need to start with this. So yes, I started it at a very early age, and now I'm still in, doing this, and now it has become my passion to provide quality early childhood education. And what has kept me going, if I would say any three things that I've picked up from this complete journey of mine, is that first of all, you should never underestimate the power of baby steps. So what happens is we have to reach from our A destination to B destination, right? But during this journey, we have so many hiccups every single day because we are tossing between 10 different lives. We are having so many relations in our life that sometimes we're a mother, sometimes you're a wife, sometimes daughter, sometimes daughter-in-law, and all the time, and even you as a friend, and there are like a lot of other roles that you do the complete day. So there would be lots and ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. But what has kept me going is taking baby steps. So first of all, we should never underestimate the power of baby steps, even if it is even taking half an hour for your work. You should dedicate that half an hour. That half an hour work will start compounding, and you will start seeing the results in next 6 months. So where, most of the people, when they come to me, they ask me that, we now, a lot of females, they ask me that how did you start, and now we also want to start something of our own, we want to work, how should we start? I always tell them that, just don't see the B destination. Once that is in your mind, just forget it. Now start working towards it, start implementing towards it, start taking those small baby steps so that you can go there. Of course, at certain times, even right now also, in a day I feel कि आज मैंने क्या किया, what did I do today? I just made one, I just wrote one article, otherwise my mind was not working. So what did I do? But then again, I just remind myself that at least I kept on going, at least I didn't stop.
Wonderful.
So that is what is one of the biggest learning that I had. Secondly, again, yes, which has made me go in life is always write your goals. So every year in the starting of the year, I write certain goals for me that, okay, this is what I have to achieve in this year. But again, see, certain times life is very uncertain. Life doesn't go how you want it to be. But at least writing your goals make a lot of, it builds a lot of clarity around you. Okay, so this is what you have to do. This is where you should chase and attract, and this is what you should not, put your attention to. So that is how it helps you to filter that, the more you write, the more you do journaling, the more empty your mind will be, and the better functioning, your mind will
Clarity
be.
you will get. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have always believed that whenever I'm getting confused, I'm just going to write everything down so that at least I've just clarified, I have just, completed everything from the complete, my mind, and then I can start working. Because most of the time we are cluttering our brains. So that is what we should not do. And thirdly, writing gratitudes every single day helps you a lot to go through life, because in the end we have so much to be grateful for that we never write it down. And I feel that if we write it down every single day, it just multiplies and multiplies and multiplies.
And we remind
So, and
ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah, because thank you should never end and it never ends. So first you start writing it and you will see that there will be a lot of other things, lot of things that you will be more grateful for.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Anshita, for doing this. I'm sure all the mothers, even fathers, and people who want to be mothers and fathers are going to learn from this. And you're really inspiring. Keep doing what you're doing. Kudos to you. More power to you. And we hope you achieve much, much more success in the future ahead. And we'll catch you again in some years. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Malan. Thank you so much for calling me.